This time last year, I was doing the dirty probably about once a week. Every single Sunday, I'd sit down and have a wank. However, I'd passed the addiction stage. Back when I was like 13, 14, I was heavily addicted to corn. Like, I mean, real addicted to it. And I'd gone 631 days on NoFap, 631 days in semen retention, until I decided to do it once a week. Mainly because I didn't want the semen retention streak, the amount of days I went on a streak, to be my identity. I wanted to let go of that, to take one step back, to take two steps forward. Also, if I look back at it now, a lot of like the prostate cancer, if you don't wank type of shit, definitely played a role in why I decided to do it frequently. But on my birthday, January the 5th, this year, or last year if you've watched this in 2024, I decided to have my first and final wank of 2023. I didn't plan on this being my final one. I just said, let's do it on my birthday, why not? You might as well. It's not hurting you, your life's not getting any worse. So I did it. And the next morning, I was 17 years old. I'm not 16 anymore, I'm nearly 18 years old. And I felt very behind in life. Just that sudden thought, I'm a year older, so I'm suddenly so much more behind in life. Now I have to compare myself to other 17-year-olds who are making 10K a month. I have to compare myself to other 17-year-olds who are jacked. It's a whole new world now. So I'm like, fuck, okay. I really gotta lock in. I really gotta focus, I really gotta lock in, because I've always been a very competitive guy, always, and I still am, which I think is a good thing because it pushes me. So I'm going about my journey, I'm creating the best quality content I am, I'm hitting the gym harder because I know I have to hit the gym harder to compare with these other guys. And I get to 2 weeks without doing the dirty. Now I think to myself, yeah, well, I haven't done it in 2 weeks. So I think about doing it. I'm like, I haven't done it in 2 weeks, let's do it. But I felt that I needed to do it. Not because I just wanted to do it, just because I could. I felt that I needed to. It was in my identity now. I did it once per week. That's what made it bad. And I noticed that, I'm like, fuck, okay. It's a semi-little addiction because I feel like I need to do it. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it. Maybe in a month's time I will, maybe next week I will, but I'm not gonna do it. And at this point, I have knowledge about NoFap. I have knowledge about semen retention. I know whether it's an addiction or just because you're doing it just because you can. And I felt that addiction creep in. So I looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like, fuck, am I my old self again? Am I? I knew I wasn't that down bad. So I'm thinking, okay, let's go on semen retention again. Let's go for 6 to 12 months. Let's just go for this whole year because I know I can do it. It's easy at this point. I've done it before, I can easily do it. Yeah. And I think this is a very subconscious thought, but I saw my skin get less clear. I was getting more pimples, I was more pale even though it was summer. And I looked back at some of my older photos and I'm like, my skin is so much more clearer. And I contributed that to semen retention. I did. Maybe it was, I don't know. But now it's kind of back to normal. But I look back now at the time when I was saying this stuff about the middle of January and my skin was completely normal. It was all placebo. I'm not saying semen retention is placebo. I'm just saying the clear skin was. And I'm also hoping for increased energy levels. I'm hoping for, to wake up earlier, wake up like 4 a.m. instead of 5 a.m. and still not be tired. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. Maybe a little subconscious thing did, maybe something did, but nothing major changed. Of course, I've grown tremendously from the start of this year, but it's not from semen retention, it's not. Simply, I could probably do it once per week without the need to do it and still be the same person. I don't know, maybe semen retention really does improve your life, I just haven't noticed it. But for me, it wasn't the case. Now, the only reason it didn't change my life dramatically when I decided to do it at the start of this year was simply because I didn't have a need for it. If somebody is addicted to porn or releasing their seed every single day, every single week because they have a need to do it, then your life will dramatically improve. Because I say this in some of my videos, there's a difference between doing it for a need or just because you can. And the most common question I get asked around this topic is, how do I know if I'm actually addicted or not? And you can tell by how you feel after. Do you feel guilty after doing it? If you do, it's an addiction most likely, because you knew at the back of your mind it wasn't good for you. But if you feel relaxed, you actually feel good, then it's probably not an addiction. Unless you're doing it at a specific time, you can't go a day without doing it. You can't go a week without doing it. If you think that releasing your seed is good for you, go a month without doing it if you do it every single week. And see if it's a need, because it might be. And some people ask me, why didn't I do it this year? And why didn't I just do it once? Well, bro, I don't have the time for it. I don't feel like I need to do it. There's no point. There's literally no point in doing it. Like, I don't really get anything out of it. I've gotten to a point in my life where I will only release my seed if it's with the woman I love. That's it. I don't think I will masturbate again. Maybe I will. Maybe my mind will change, but I really don't get anything out of it. There's no point in doing it. It's a waste of time. That's me, though. It might be different for you. So, plans 2024. I guess go on semen retention the rest of the year unless I end up getting a girlfriend, which you never know, might be a possibility. But that's the goal. Just keep making progress. This is my last video of 2023, so farewell to you, bro. I hope you had the best 2024 of your life. I hope it's the best year of your life. And with that said, if you are like fully addicted to releasing your seed or porn, I want you to go and watch this video right here, because this was my 631-day semen retention update after actually being addicted to releasing my seed every single day. I will see you in that video, bro. Thanks.